Hey everyone, welcome back to Hobbies Foo. Shane here, and today I'm going to do a little bit different video than I've done in the past. Today I'm going to introduce a small piece of my knife collection. I call this my budget knife collection. These here are under 12,000 yen, down as low as 200 yen. So starting from the right side here, we've got my Rapala. This is a fillet knife. I'll get more into detail with these shortly. This is a Schrade SCHF36M. I believe that's correct anyway. This is a Khabar BK2. And this here is a Nedfoss Bushcraft knife. This here is a Mossy Oak. It's also a Bushcraft knife. This here is a saw, a flip-out saw that I would use if I was in a survival mode or camping. Of course, we have my SOG. This came with me from Canada, so it's been here with me I've had this for about 16 years now. It's a spring action folding blade, deep pocket carry, EDC, everyday carry. And this is also a Mossy Oak. This one came with this knife. And this one over here is not for camping. This one is my shaving set. This is what I shave with. Okay. But I wanted to show that anyway. And one more. For camping, my little hatchet. This is a Nedfoss hatchet. And that little notch there is for cutting small branches off of logs, and it has a magnesium ferro, probably ferro, that can be struck there as well. And there's one more magical thing about this, and that is in the handle. It comes with a hand saw for cutting limbs, probably up to 5 inches in thickness. It's a handy little tool for camping. The only thing I don't like about this one is, well, I'll talk to you about that shortly. Let's introduce each knife individually now. I'm sorry, one more. This is for leather work. This is actually for punching holes in hides. It's a hole punch. So this doesn't have a whole lot of use unless you're hunting, really, and you're taking the skins to dry them. You want to poke holes in it to like hang it or anything like that. Well, if you don't have anything to drape it over, you can just string it up. This is for leather craft mostly. So I have this because I have a leather belt that I'm always adjusting. It quite often needs to be rehold because it stretches. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the Rapala EZ Glide 7-inch Easy Grid Fillet Outdoor Fishing Knife, REZ7. This knife is basically 18 centimeters long. Its exact dimensions are 10 by 12 by 7, and it is specifically for purpose of filleting fish and skinning fish. It has a very flexible blade. It's extremely sharp, and it has a very nice coating on it that protects it, and it is one of the better knives that I've used for filleting fish that is a budget knife. So I'll put a link in the description for this one. And let's take a look at the next knife. So this knife is by Schrade, and it is the SCHF36M. This is a fixed blade. It has a full tang, and its dimensions are 35.6 in length. It is 10 by 2 in width, and the height is 7.6 centimeters It weighs just under half a kilogram, and it comes with, it's not a Kydex. You can get a Kydex sheath for this knife, but this comes with this sheath here. This sheath is quite loose, so I would be very careful about making sure that when you're wearing it, that you have it snapped over at all times to prevent it from coming out. If you're running or if you're tumbling, you'll want to have that sheath snapped over. Anyway, it's got a beautiful finish on it. This is more of a purpose knife for camping when it comes down to things like batoning. It's got a really nice edge, very sharp knife. It's good for feather sticking. It's good for, whittling. If you want to do any kind of bushcraft, really, you can use it to hack through wood or baton through wood, chop through, and yeah. It's got a great handle. It feels good. And it's got some jimping on the top here, which just gives some extra grip for your thumb if you need some extra pushing power. Some people like jimping, some people don't. For my knives that are used for the purpose of splitting, batoning, and stuff like that, I generally don't mind the jimping because sometimes I do need to get an extra push. I quite often find myself holding my knife up in here anyway, where the finger choil is as well. So this one does have a nice finger choil and is well protected from the blade, so you can get that extra over the top grip on the knife. It's really nice for holding. It's got a good weight. It's got a good balance overall. I like this knife. This knife caught my eye because when I saw it, Schrade, they quite often put knives out that come with extra little goodies, and this one comes with a sharpener, which is great for field sharpening. I think it's a diamond. It looks like a diamond grit. It feels like a diamond grit. It's not made for major repair of a blade, but it will definitely put a nice edge back on after you've used it if you don't damage your blade too much when you're using it. And it also comes with this here ferro rod for striking fires. So that was kind of cool. And again, it's a budget knife. This one, sorry, the Rapala, the last one I showed you, comes in at about 2,200 and change yen. This here one is sold. Ooh, I can't get it back in. Maybe do it the opposite way here. What's stopping it? Something else in there? Oh, the striker. Yes, sorry. I forgot. It does come with a striker as well. That's the striker. You can see I've used it a bit. It's got the discoloration on it. You got to make sure that's out of the way before you go putting your sharpener in. So, yeah, that all fits in nicely, and all tickety-boo. It also has this string on it that you can use to tie around your leg. You don't have to tie it tightly, just loosely, and that just prevents the knife from swinging too much, because it is a little bit of a low dangler. Okay, it's got a nice Velcro you can just pull off, put your belt, put it up under your belt, put this over top. Yeah, it makes it easier for getting on and off. Anyway, it's a great quality knife, and this here knife, the price of this one is about 4,100 yen on Amazon. I think that's a sale price right now. I'll put a link in the description for this knife. The next knife I want to show is the Khabar BK2. The Khabar BK2 knife is my heaviest budget knife. It's really just a great in the field knife, used for batoning, heavier chopping, anything like that you want to do. This here one sells for 11,600 yen on Amazon. It's on sale at 6% off for $10,890 right now. I will put a link in the description. This knife basically is 133 millimeters, and it weighs just over, or just at 1 pound, 453.56 grams, sorry. And it is 45.7 long by 12.7 wide, and it says it's 12.7 in height as well, but it's not 12.7 in height. That's wrong. This knife has a clasp up here that I have it done up, but this knife actually, this is a Kydex sheath it comes with. It's a great sheath. It has a thumb push off. This knife is in this Kydex sheath, extremely tough, extremely strong. So you don't have to have this here snapped over if you don't want to. You can just let it dangle. And to get it out, it takes a little bit of a push. And then you can pull it out. Oh, I didn't wash it. Oh no. Anyway, so this knife, you can see it's been used quite well. And it actually has a fantastic grip. This grip feels excellent in the hand. It's got a good weight to it for batoning through lumber. I made a custom piece for the back here that wraps around my wrist, so that if I want to do some chopping, I can put it on my wrist like that, and then I can hold down on the knife like this here, so I can get more wrist action and more length out of the front, more weight on the front for chopping. It just gives me and it ensures that the knife doesn't go flying out of my hand when I'm doing heavy chopping with it. So I ended up adding this piece to it for that purpose, and it's also paracord. Paracord is always good in a survival situation. This is a knife that's great for protection in the wild, and it's also great for survival use. Any kind of bushcraft that you have to do out there. It does not come with a ferro rod or magnesium stick, but you can probably add something onto this here. You can probably buy something to clip on, and it'll do just fine, I'm sure. Clip it back in here, and I will put a link in the description for this knife. This is probably my favorite budget knife. It's my most expensive budget knife that I have in my collection. I love this. This is my newest knife, and it is by Nedfoss. Okay, so the Nedfoss knife that I bought on Amazon, sorry, this knife here that I bought on Amazon is called the Seals. Nedfoss does not make the Seals knife. Seals is supposed to be the color. So it's a nice knife though. I picked this up on Amazon on sale. It's regular going for $8,799, and I got it for $4,999. It's still on sale right now. It does come with a Kydex sheath, and the Kydex sheath is a really nice one. It comes with a little bit of a I wouldn't say, I don't know if this is a lightweight paracord. I haven't actually looked into it. But it does come with a little piece of cord that you can put like 1 or 2 fingers in just to keep it from slipping out. It's a smaller knife. The dimensions on this here knife are not listed. I believe it's a 4.5 inch blade. It's about 23 or 24 centimeters. I'll have to check on that actually. The handle material is G10. G10 is a really good material when it's wet. This one's a little bit slippery, and I actually like the handles that have screws instead of these rivet style. I like the screw style so that you can take them off and replace the handles if you want. But this Kydex sheath is a really nice little sheath. It's held in really well. It's not going to come out if it's on your side very easily, and you can just push off. This one comes in a stainless steel finish. This knife is good for light bushcraft. I wouldn't use it so much for chopping because it doesn't have the weight. I would use this for batoning. because it is, again, a full tang knife. It has a nice little striker back here for, you know, breaking glass, or, you know, if you're in a car, for example, and your car rolled or went off the road and you had to get out and you couldn't open the door, you could smash the windows with that. This is a good food knife for camping. So you'd take this out into the field with you when you go hiking or camping, and if you're planning to eat out there, you could use this here very easily for preparing all your food. It's got a really nice edge on it. It's super sharp stainless steel. This is a very, very kind of what we would consider, I guess, a cheap steel from China. This knife company is in the United States, so it is an American made, but the steel itself is kind of a cheap steel, but it holds an edge extremely well, and it's very easy to sharpen. As a matter of fact, if you're going to get into knives and you want to practice sharpening, I would recommend a knife like this, because the edge is so easy to get onto this. It doesn't take a whole lot of work, and you can really learn a lot. You can change your edge design, you know, and really you could master what you want to do. The other thing I like about this one is it comes with this this belt clasp here, and it's a very solid belt clasp. It's adjustable, and it's a little bit tricky for people who've never done this before. I want to show you. People who've never used these, it's very easy to open. You just flip this little dewey dag here. That's the locking mechanism, and you pinch and opens. Okay, these here pull out, and you can move them onto the bars to match the thickness of the belt that you're putting it on, so that you get your best secure fit. And you can put it into your belt while your belt's on without having to unfasten it. You can slide it up and in, and then snap it in place and lock it in, and this will not go anywhere. This is bulletproof. Not literally, don't shoot it. It clicks in really nice. It's got a very nice little weight to it. I would say it's about close to 250 to 300 grams maybe. It feels really good. The handle size, I've got long fingers. I've got fairly big hands. I don't have sausage fingers, but I've got fairly long fingers, and this knife fits my hand fairly well. It's a good little piece for an everyday carry, even if you're in a country where you're allowed to carry these. And in Japan, you're not allowed to carry knives unless they are for purpose. So camping, hiking, and I don't mean like day hiking where there's a million people like on Beer Mountain in Tokyo. I'm talking about real hiking in Japan where you're going, you know, kind of off grid and into the forest, and places where there's wildlife and danger and not many people around. This is probably the only place that you could use it, aside from in a camp situation or a fishing situation, where you could carry this knife with you. So please, if you're in Japan and you buy this knife, do not put this on your person in your bag unless you're going to go camping or hiking or fishing. Knives are only allowed to be used, again, for purpose in Japan. So I collect them, and I do bring them with me when I go places, but I never, ever, ever carry a knife with me unless I have a purpose for it. A purpose that's intended use, like bushcraft. This next knife here is made by Mossy Oak. This is possibly my cheapest bushcraft survival knife. It is a full tang construction. Its total length is 8.9 inches or 225 millimeter. It has a natural wood handle, and it has a nice leather case that it comes with, double snap. And this knife is sold on Amazon for 2,080 yen. Now, I think that in itself is an extremely great price, but it also comes with this little folding knife here. And this little folding knife is pretty nice. It's a deep pocket carry. Okay, so it's got a pocket clip here. It goes deep into your pocket. It's got a nice locking mechanism, and it is razor sharp. And I mean, it is really razor sharp. This knife has got an edge. It's stainless steel. The only thing that I don't like about this folder is that it's rather easy to kind of open and close like this. I don't know that that would be a big problem or not. I like my knives to have You'll see in a minute, like my SOG, it has like a locking mechanism to stop the blade from opening unless I want it to be open. The other thing that I don't like about this little knife here is this has full jimping on it all the way around on all sides. I don't know why it's like that. It kind of feels strange in the hand when you hold it. But this knife is definitely, the purpose of this is more for feather sticking and very, very small jobs. You know, maybe killing a fish if you're fishing by sticking it through the head or gelling it. I wouldn't use this for much else. It's just a really cute little knife. It's an added bonus for 2,080 yen. You can't go wrong. Now, I got this knife for 200 yen, this set, because I had an Amazon coupon and I had a bunch of points saved up. So I ended up dropping that price from 2,080 all the way down to 200 yen. I think it's pretty amazing. Let's take a look at the actual Bushcraft knife itself. This is a really nice piece here, actually. The case, you know, it's not a bad case. I mean, especially for 200 yen, you really can't go wrong. This is another one of those knives that you could take and use it, just beat it to death out in the field. And, you know, who cares, right? Because, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to go back home and you're going to sharpen it up and put it away until next time. And if it breaks, well, like in my case, 200 yen, I'm okay with that. But there's a good chance that this won't break. It is a fairly good, cheap, China-made stainless steel, but it holds an edge well, and stainless steel is pretty strong in general. You can see it has the full tang design all the way through, okay? And what's really cool about this, if you look at it carefully, right? These fix on really nice. They look nice. It looks really nice. It's got a nice little weight to it. I'd say it's kind of comparable to the Nedfoss in weight. It's got a nice finger choil here. It's got some jimping on the back. Again, some people like it, some people don't. I don't mind it. Like I say, I use it for that extra pressure when I need to add extra pressure. And I can get right up here now. This choil is a little bit close to the edge of the knife here, to be quite honest with you. So I do worry a bit about using the choil to cinch down, that my finger might get nicked by that little edge there. There's nothing in between the choil and the edge of the knife itself. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm probably going to file that down just to make it a little bit safer. I'm going to file maybe a ½ centimeter of the edge off of that, just so that you know, I'm protected and I'm safe. It's got a nice wooden handle. Of course, wood's not the best choice for handles, but you know what? Wood is nice. It's warm. It feels good. It looks good. It's got a nice, you know, it holds nice in the hand. It does. It's not a bad knife at all for the price. Definitely a great starter knife. You know, you want to hack around with a knife and get used to doing some of the bushcraft things that people do that you see on YouTube and whatnot. This would be a great little starter knife for cheap to get you interested, and you know, you could really get out and do a lot with it. So it's got a great fastening system here. It's got 2 fasteners. It absolutely dead stops the knife from coming out. It's a low hanger. Okay, it's not a dangler, but it is a low hanger. Your belt goes in and it hangs quite low. I like low hanging. I don't like them up high. I like them low. I don't like complete dangling where the belt loop is up on the top up here, and they just kind of dangle back and forth. I don't exactly like that. I like this style. It's good. It's at my belt. My belt level is actually where I like to grab a knife from anyway. Any tool that I might be using around that level is actually a great place for it for me. Okay. So this next knife has been with me for a very long time. It came over from Canada. I've had this knife forever. It was quite expensive when I got it. Nowadays you can get these knives from SOG for probably $50 to $60. I cannot find a link for this knife. This knife is probably not in production anymore. It's got a great handle on it. You can use it for skinning. You can use it for cutting ropes. It's spring assisted. It's got the locking mechanism here, which stops the blade from coming out, right? And then I'm just going to open it Okay, so this knife has been around for quite a while. As you can see, I've sharpened it. I've used it quite a lot for different things when I go fishing, cutting lines and stuff. The edge has been sharpened many times by me, and I absolutely love this knife. It's a deep hanging, very deep. It hangs deep in the pocket, right up past the lip of the pocket. So if you really want to conceal a knife and just have, you know, that's all a person's going to see with this one in your pocket. Everything else is going to be tucked straight away. To close the knife, you have to pull back on that and then shut it down, flip the lock, and you're all safe to go. This here is a great knife for me. SOG makes a great quality knife. This is the Trident series, and I absolutely love their knives. And if I had more money, I would start buying more SOG knives. They have a really nice Seal Edition knife. It's a full tang that I'm looking to get at some point in the future, but I can't really afford it. I had a huge knife collection in Canada. I don't have that knife collection any longer, unfortunately. It is gone. So I'm starting over here in Japan, and I wish to God that I could have my knife collection that I had in Canada over here and just keep building off it. But anyway, I'm back into it, and I'm really loving what I'm doing. So this here one can be taken apart. It does have screws in it that you can pull off, and you can pull it apart and clean it up. And you can probably replace the spring system in there too. I haven't bothered with it. I just love it, and I'm just, you know, now I just keep it as a memory of my past. I carry it with me when I go fishing, but I tend not to use it as much as I used to. It is a keepsake for me. Anyway, that's my SOG. This here you can buy at any hardware store around. This is a really nice. This is a really nice saw. This is a great saw for camping. It's a great backpack saw to take on like a 3-day or 4-day hike. You could use this here to help you build shelter in an emergency situation, to help you cut sticks down to size for fires, or small logs down to size for fires. You can do a lot with this. This here knife is excellent. If I remember correctly, this cost about 2,500 yen at a Kynes, which is a hardware shop. And this one opens up quite nicely, like there, and it locks in place with this. Okay, it actually has two, so I can get more leverage by going to this lock, or I can just go straight on by going to this one. It's got a very nice rubberized handle. This here one doesn't slip much when it gets wet. Your hands get sweaty. It's got a good grip on it. It does really well. This is obviously it's not the ultimate saw for going into deep bush. You can get like a completely collapsible saw, but this is a very nice lightweight option. And you can put a tether off the back of this here to have it dangle on your pack if you want, or if you've got webbing, you can get it webbed into your backpack on the outside for easy access. The blade is made to come off, and you can interchange the blade to another blade if this one breaks. It's a really nice piece to have. So this here is my shaving set, and it cost about, what was it, 4,000 or 5,000 yen. This here one I'm just showing because, well, I like to shave with a straight edge. And this is my straight edge piece. And if anybody out there has used a straight edge, you know what I'm talking about. When you use them and you get used to them and comfortable with pulling your skin and putting it on the right angle and coming down, this gives the absolute cleanest shave in the world. There's nothing like it. And it's an excellent little piece to have for shaving. It's a great piece of kit to have if you want to pack it into your backpack and bring it with you. It works with bar soap, it works with lathering soap, shaving soap. I'm not going to pull this out and play with it because this is extremely sharp. This here one is one of those blades where if you touch it to your skin on the wrong angle, it instantly slices in. I might do a video on how to shave with one of these sometime in the future, but for now I'm just introducing it as one of my budget blades that I have. This is my Nedfoss Survival Camping Axe. It has 3-function multi-purpose tool. It has a saw in the handle. It has a magnesium stick. It's compact, and it's considered a survival axe, a camping axe. for firewood splitting. It has multi-purposes, of course, and you can carry this anytime you're in the bush, doing hiking or camping. This is a great little tool to have with you in your backpack for clearing out areas, for getting firewood prepped up and whatnot. This axe sells on Amazon currently at 3,299 yen, and it does have an attachment for your belt here. You could put it, you can adjust this by unscrewing it, and it takes a, oh, what is that? What is that key? Maybe an Allen key. Have to look closer, and then you'll just turn it up and lock it back down. The magnesium stick sticks in the front here, and it has a whistle, and of course the striker, sorry, the magnesium itself. And the axe comes out of the handle like this, and you pull back. This piece here is for stripping any small limbs off of lumber that you've cut, that you want to strip off really easy. And I'm going to tell you, this little piece here is the sharpest piece on this axe. So do not put your finger in there. This is also where you would strike your magnesium, is on this here. And it has a hammer on it as well, so you could use this here for driving in stakes. You can use this axe for making stakes for tents, for making stakes for shelter, tarps. You can use it to do many things. I like this here one because a lot of the time people have to carry an extra, like I've got the other saw over there. This one is compact all-in-one, as I showed you earlier, where the hand saw comes out of the handle, and it's a really aggressive little hand saw that Nedfoss has put in here. And it's, you know, it's not like the most expensive saw in the world, but this is definitely for purpose, and this will definitely get the job done very well. Okay, you always have to be careful with stuff like this here, but as long as you use them in the right manner for the right purpose, this axe and hatchet and saw should last you quite a long time. And again, it's a great little survival tool to have on your backpack, or in your backpack, wherever you want to do it. And this this case for it is really nice design, where it just sets in, and then you just clip that over like that, and you're fully protected from the edge here. So this is a great little design by Nedfoss. The handle is actually all-in-one with the axe head itself. So there's no way that this handle is going to come off unless you actually break it, which is pretty hard to do. You'd have to be like smashing wood here quite a few times to get this to break. It would take a lot of work. It would be a lot of effort to get it done. I know there's people who could do it, but I wouldn't even waste my time trying. This handle is fixed on really good, very secured. It's all in one piece, so it completely wraps around the head of the axe itself, so you should never have to replace it. File, you should be able to come back and file this edge back on after every use very easily, or if you have a machine for doing that, like a belt sander, then making the job much quicker and easier. So this is a great little piece of kit to have. I have not used this one yet in a camping situation. I'm hoping to get out camping for the winter break and break this axe in and get it some use. I want to test it out. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching today's video. I'm not an expert on knives. I just love to collect them. I love to have them. I love bushcraft outdoor activities, and that is all of a budget set that anybody who's looking to get into bushcrafting, camping, that is really any one or a few of those is all you really need to really be able to enjoy yourself and get things done out in the bush. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Please remember to hit the subscribe button if you haven't, if you like this content. I'm doing lots of different things. I do barbecue, cooking, camping, product reviews. I'll probably test some of these knives out here in the future on the camera, just to show what each one's ability is, and I'm not really going to get into comparing them unless a company approaches me to review one of their products, and I'll do a comparison to each one. But aside from that, please like the video, make a comment if you want. If you have any questions, hit me up with them. I appreciate the support. Much love to everybody. Peace. We'll see you next time.